Hello and welcome to Fluent English Plus. Today, we're diving into one of the most influential figures in American history, Abraham Lincoln. Born in a log cabin in Kentucky in 1809, Lincoln rose from poverty to become the 16th President of the United States. His leadership during the Civil War, his fight to end slavery, and his preservation of the Union have cemented his place as one of the greatest American presidents. So, sit back and let's take a journey through the life of a man whose decisions forever shaped the future of the United States. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a log cabin in Hodgenville, Kentucky, to Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. His family was poor, and his early life was marked by struggle. In fact, the Lincolns were so poor that they had to move multiple times. The first major move occurred when Lincoln was just 2 years old, and they relocated to Indiana. Lincoln's mother, Nancy, was a deeply religious and hardworking woman, but she died when Lincoln was just 9 years old. This loss deeply impacted Lincoln and shaped his future. He was forced to live with his stepmother after his father remarried. Despite these hardships, Lincoln was an avid reader. With little formal schooling available to him, he taught himself from books and became highly literate, an achievement uncommon for people of his background. Growing up in a time of hardship, Lincoln did many jobs to help support his family. These jobs included working as a farm laborer, splitting rails, and even taking on work as a storekeeper. These early experiences shaped his character, making him a strong and resilient person, willing to work tirelessly toward his goals. By the time Lincoln was 21, he made the bold decision to head west to Illinois, where he hoped to build a better life. At first, he worked as a storekeeper in New Salem, a small village in Illinois. During this time, Lincoln began to gain a reputation for his honesty and integrity. In fact, it was in New Salem that Lincoln earned the nickname Honest Abe, which would follow him throughout his life. But Lincoln's ambitions went beyond running a store. He soon turned to law and began to teach himself the principles of the legal system. After studying the law for several years, Lincoln became a lawyer in 1836. His reputation as a lawyer grew quickly, especially for his straightforward manner and clear thinking. As a lawyer, Lincoln often traveled to different towns, representing clients in court. He became known for his strong, persuasive speeches and his ability to break down complex issues into simple terms. During this time, Lincoln's public speaking skills were honed, and he would eventually use these skills to propel himself into the political arena. His honesty and straightforward nature made him well-liked in the local community, and he started getting involved in politics. In 1834, Lincoln entered politics by running for a seat in the Illinois state legislature. He ran as a member of the Whig Party, a political group that focused on issues like internal improvements and the economic development of the country. Lincoln's campaign focused on promoting infrastructure projects, such as roads and railroads, which would connect Illinois to the rest of the United States. Although Lincoln had limited experience at the time, his honesty, intelligence, and deep knowledge of the issues made him a standout candidate. He won his seat and went on to serve 4 terms in the Illinois legislature. In the 1840s, Lincoln's political career continued to grow. He was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1846, representing Illinois in Washington, D.C. However, it was during this period that Lincoln became known for his strong opposition to the Mexican-American War. While many politicians supported the war, Lincoln was a vocal critic, believing that it was being fought for the expansion of slavery. Although Lincoln did not serve a 2nd term in Congress, this was the beginning of his national political career. During the 1850s, the political landscape of the United States was shifting. The issue of slavery had become increasingly contentious, and Lincoln became more outspoken in his views on the subject. The passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854, which allowed for the potential expansion of slavery into new territories, deeply upset Lincoln. He believed that slavery should not spread into new areas of the country, and this belief would become central to his political platform in the coming years. Lincoln re-entered politics after the passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act and joined the newly formed Republican Party, which was dedicated to preventing the expansion of slavery. In 1858, Lincoln faced off against Stephen A. Douglas, one of the most prominent politicians in the country, in the famous Lincoln-Douglas debates. These debates, which focused largely on the issue of slavery, catapulted Lincoln into the national spotlight. Although he lost the race for the U.S. Senate, the debates made him a leading figure in the Republican Party. In 1860, Lincoln ran for the presidency on the Republican ticket, promising to stop the expansion of slavery. His platform resonated with the northern states, and he won the election with a clear majority. Lincoln's election in 1860 was a turning point in American history. His victory prompted a crisis in the South, where many states feared that his presidency would lead to the abolition of slavery. In response, these southern states began to secede from the Union, and in 1861, the Civil War broke out. At the start of the war, Lincoln's primary goal was to preserve the Union. He faced incredible pressure, both from within the North and the South, but he remained committed to the cause. The war was brutal, with massive casualties on both sides, and Lincoln struggled to find the right strategies to win. In 1862, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that all slaves in Confederate-held territory were to be freed. While the proclamation did not immediately end slavery in the entire country, it marked a crucial shift in the war effort and made the abolition of slavery a central goal of the Union. The war raged on for 4 more years, but in April 1865, the Confederacy finally surrendered, and the Union was preserved. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War, his commitment to freedom, and his ability to hold the nation together earned him a lasting place in history. In addition to his leadership during the war, one of Lincoln's most enduring legacies was his role in ending slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation freed over 3 million enslaved people, and he advocated for the passage of the 13th Amendment. which was ratified in December 1865, abolishing slavery throughout the entire United States. But Lincoln's leadership wasn't just about abolishing slavery. He also focused on healing the nation after the war. Lincoln believed in reconciliation rather than punishment for the Southern states. He famously advocated for a policy of malice toward none, with charity for all, hoping to mend the deep divisions caused by the war. His second inaugural address in 1865 is one of the most famous speeches in American history, where Lincoln called for national unity and healing. Sadly, Lincoln's life was tragically cut short. On the night of April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the Civil War, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. His death shocked the nation and left a void in American leadership. However, Lincoln's legacy lived on. His dedication to preserving the Union and his role in ending slavery made him one of the most revered leaders in American history. Today, his image is immortalized in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and his words continue to inspire people around the world. Abraham Lincoln's life is a testament to the power of resilience, integrity, and moral clarity. His vision for a united, free nation helped shape the future of the United States and the world. From his humble beginnings to his extraordinary presidency, Lincoln's legacy will continue to inspire for generations to come. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Fluent English Plus for more historical insights. See you in the next video.